Number 6. This is actually a little achievement on my channel. This is actually gonna mark video, bro. This chair is squeaky, bro. But yeah, this is gonna mark video 30. Not even lying. This is an achievement for me, and I'm not lying. I'm happy, man. Y'all are showing much love to me. Not one, I can't wait for more people to come in so we can really be on this journey and really get into the actual. I mean, I like what we doing. I mean, the last Spooky Scary Sunday, the animations was kind of tough. I made it funny, of course, but like the animations was tough. So I'm really waiting for that point where I'm at like Spooky Scary Sunday 20, and people are sending me short films, scary short films, or they're even making their own for me to react to. That will be the point where I'll say I made it. I'm not even lying. This is gonna be the longest Spooky Scary Sunday I made. So probably around like 20 minutes. Hey, I think the last two I didn't have popcorn. That's tough. But hey, this one definitely gonna have popcorn on deck. I'm gonna go pop that around 20 minutes in. But hey, without further ado, hey, let's get right into it. Ooh, come on. True pizza delivery.
I was out doing a delivery one late night. It was probably the longest drive I have ever taken for a pizza delivery.
See, not only we're gonna be pausing a lot through this video. Come on, y'all in for the ride, bro. But not only being a pizza driver is bad, because I've seen pizza drivers, delivery drivers, that will get called up. I'm not lying. I came from the hood. I grew up in the hood. I grew up in Wilbur Garden. I've seen this happen a lot of times, where people will call, be my race to my race. So, I don't know how we do it, but we'll call the pizza delivery. Not we, they. Call the pizza delivery driver. They come, hella boxes, and they will steal all of them from them. They will steal all of them. Run away. Sometimes even beat up the pizza delivery dude. It's crazy. And then now, you're doing it at night? People really be wanting pizza late at night, bro. That stuff is dead, bro. No. You're going to get it in the morning, bro. We close at 8. Come in the morning at 12 o'clock to get you a hot and ready pizza.
From the pizza place I worked at, it was a 20-minute drive, which isn't too crazy out where I live. Plus, they ordered 4 large pies, so I figured it was a party and I would get a much bigger tip.
You about to get robbed.
Navigating the dirt roads at night was always annoying, though.
Talk about 20 minutes. No.
I pulled up to the given address.
10 minutes or less.
It was some old, sketchy-looking building, literally in the middle of a...
I would literally start a pizza restaurant and do that thing off of Teen Titans. Oh yeah, if I'm not here in 10 minutes, you get it for free. Not about like 20 minutes is crazy.
Forest clearing. There were no cars parked anywhere or any lights on.
To something like this and
I put my car in park and called my boss. I asked him to reread the address at least 3 times to make sure I typed it in right, but that checked out.
And after he did,
I could tell he was in a really bitchy mood, and he told me to at least knock on the door and check it out. He would normally get mad if we took back 1 pie, but I was afraid of what he would do if I brought back 4.
He don't have to worry about that. It's going back to the crib with me. I'm not even lying. I'm taking that whole box of pizza and it's going back to the crib with me. I'm bro having feast the next morning. What?
I was insanely unnerved, but got out anyway and forced myself to the front door of the building. There was no doorbell, so I just knocked really hard. I heard nothing and didn't really expect to hear anything. I was extremely disappointed, not because nobody answered the door, but because I was realizing that it was all a waste of time and gas. I knocked one more time out of desperation, and then began to hear some kind of rustling noises from inside of the building. I knocked again and yelled that I was the pizza guy. There was silence now. I felt a bit more uncomfortable now than before.
Why would Why would you do this, bro? Why? Actually, we'll talk about why would you do this? Of course. Why are you still there? So you mean to tell me you can walk up to a house that you've never been to? For, let's say this is daytime. You go to a bad neighborhood. You have to deliver a pizza. You knocking on the door. No one is answering. 5, 6, 7 minutes go by. You still knocking. You peep. Someone is staring at you through the window. Like literally peeking out the window. Or peeking out. Or like peeking from around the corner. Just looking at you. And then just like disappear. Why would you even still be in that vicinity? Like, why would you even still be working there? At the end of this, if he's still working there, he wants it to happen. He in the woods. He like, damn, a 20-minute drive. It's in the middle of the wilderness. I'm gonna be a scary movie protagonist. I'm not one. Come on.
But before I could turn around, I noticed something at the window. There was someone looking through the window. I couldn't tell if it was a man or a woman. All I noticed were their eyes. Their eyes were open wider than I knew possible, staring intently
This already got me a little chills.
I was disturbed enough by this.
Yeah,
I dropped the pizzas and ran back to my
Pizza
car.
is coming home with me.
The shitty thing wouldn't start until turning the key for the third time. I drove off.
Now the car tried to cock block me too? My car trying to kill me too? Oh my, my car really trying to put me in a scary movie, bro.
The grass and back onto the dirt road.
Oh,
but I felt the car rocking about, shaking and bumping. Something wasn't right. I didn't make it far from the building before I started hearing a sharp scraping sound coming from outside.
You see?
There was so much resistance that I couldn't even drive.
You see, yeah.
The car came to a stop.
He likes
I got out of the car to check what the hell was wrong. A chill ran up my spine as I began to feel like my heart was constantly skipping beats. My tires had been slashed and had completely fallen off the rim. Not just the front though. All 4 tires were slashed. I realized somebody did this when I was knocking on the door to that building.
Oh, that will kill me. I'm not gonna lie. That will kill me. That will make me not even want to go outside anymore. I'm not gonna lie. But like I say, you see what $100 could have just solved right there? $100 at your check, taking 4 boxes of pizzas home. Just literally $100. Not even $100. That's not even that's like $60. 4 boxes of pizzas. That's like bro, $10 a piece, bro. That's more like $50 and $40, bro. You really have to replace your whole 4 tires and your rims and everything. You could have been already gone and home chilling, but you want to be in a scary movie so bad. You're in it now. Nothing but forest. So, bro, you have all this forest to run through. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah.
Instead of running, I got back in the car and locked the doors.
Oh no, that car's gonna move.
I was so close to that building, I could practically see it from where I was. If it weren't for the trees blocking the view.
We're gonna get out that
I dialed 911 and explained everything to the operator. She told me the cops would be over as soon as possible and that I need to stay hidden.
Just be having that music.
I asked if it was advisable to stay in the car or run, and she told me it would be best to stay in the car with the door locked.
No.
She asked me to stay on the line with her until the cops arrived. My whole body was shaking. In all directions, there was nothing but dark, seemingly endless forest. I knew it would take forever for the cops to get there. I was not comfortable with sitting in that car so close to whoever did this. The next part, though, is what utterly destroyed me. It still shakes me to this day, and I hope nobody ever has to experience this kind of fear. As I was scanning all the windows, making sure nobody was outside, I looked in the rearview mirror, and there was the same person. The same person I saw at that window. Eyes open wider than ever. I could see now that it was a woman, and I could ever so slightly see a smile begin to spread across her face. I opened my door and full on sprinted into the woods, not caring how much noise.
Like I said, you started this chapter 1, but I'm not even lying. Bro, first 4 minutes in, and Llama Arts already got you like, ooh, bro. Bro, the last, bro, I'm not even trying to throw shade at that YouTuber, bro. The last one was just, I'm not even lying. I did not get, I mean, it had this moment, some moments that it was, but the last one, Llama Art, I'm not lying, he the best one. You already see this 2016. I think the fourth one I did, Spooky Scary Sunday 4. Go check it out. I think I did the 2015 one. 2016. You just gotta realize, bro, these cannot just go forgotten to time. I'm not about to let it get forgotten to time, because a lot of people did not watch these. They're about to watch it now. I'm not lying.
I made. I ran until I was out of breath, which didn't take long, and I hid behind a giant log on the ground. I tried to cover my loud breathing with my hand as I waited and waited for what felt like hours until I finally heard sirens in the distance. I gathered up all the stamina I had left to run all the way back in the direction of the dirt road. Eventually, the glowing red and blue lights came into view, and I had never felt better in my life. They were parked in front of my car, investigating with flashlights. I came out yelling at them like a lunatic to help me. I fell to the floor and started to gag, almost throwing up from running so much. They picked me up and began to question me, to which I explained everything to the best of my ability. One of the two cars drove over to the building, and the two officers began to search the building. They came back.
If I was the officer, bro, I'd be like, why are you even here, bro? Like, bro, why are you in? So there's no other house for miles, and you just thought, oh yeah. Talk about 20 minutes, bro. There's not no 20 minutes, bro. You knew you drove an additional 7-8 minutes. What?
Back with nothing except for a couple of spiky objects.
Oh no.
These objects were exactly the same as the ones used to slash my tires.
I would just start working at home.
The cops guessed that it was some kind of sick, demented couple, being that I saw the woman, but unfortunately they were never found, and that still kills me to this day. I obviously quit my job right after that and started working at a local grocery store.
No.
I know that I'll never forget seeing that woman at the back of my car.
See, and Llama Arts too, bro, it is so crazy how his stories can get you so, like, engaged. And like, bro, it even sounds like, this sounds like something that can happen to someone. Bro, the last one had a purple guy literally walking up to someone and just looking at him, as because he was ugly as shit. People just started seizing. Like, it was, bro, I'm not lying. Even though it's a bad video, no shade to the YouTuber, I made it so much funnier than it actually was, bro. That was a funny one. Go check it out, bro. That was funny, bro. Even if you don't watch the full video, watch the one with the purple guy, bro. The funniest clips ever, bro. I'm telling you. I really got to start making clips. I'm not lying. True Home Alone.
I recently moved out, and I already have a horror story to tell.
Already. See?
The house I moved into isn't anything impressive. It's just a house that's appropriate for 1 or 2 people. But I'd say right away, I started hearing weird sounds coming from inside the walls. I first heard it in the kitchen, and then in the bathroom. But on night 3, I started hearing...
On night 3. So you mean to tell me you're hearing things in your... So you mean to tell me I can hear stuff in these walls? Somehow you're in my walls. Somehow. There's a house, I guess. But you mean to tell me this guy heard stuff around his house for 3 days? Actually, no, for additional days, because it seems like he don't give, bro. It seems like he don't care. You home alone. You just got the house, you just said. And you're already hearing noises in your walls, and you have not thought to yourself, like, oh yeah, let me baptize this house real quick. No, let me go call the FBI real quick, the police. I hear any bro. I hear any sounds coming from like listen if it's like because it is late at night. I hear any sounds like coming from my closet or anything. Oh yeah, we out. We're out, bro. What? Come on, it's crazy because we have an attic too, and I only been in there like twice. I'm not going. Imagine if there was someone in my attic right now. That is crazy to just think of. Ugh.
Hearing it in my bedroom. I was sure there was some kind of animal living in my walls. I just had to figure out how to get rid of it. The next morning, I didn't even have enough milk to fill the bowl of cereal. I couldn't believe I hadn't realized I needed more milk. In fact, I seemed to be eating up all of my food pretty fast.
Man, you'll realize if you did some stupid, bro. You'll realize if you did some stupid stuff like this, man. Stupid, right? You'll realize, oh yeah, I'm just taking one bite of all of my items and putting it back. You'll realize, trust. You'll realize if you're drinking that much milk. Trust. You'll realize you're not using that much milk. Trust. I don't know about him, but I know. If I'm in the house alone, if I'm literally home alone and I just start seeing, oh yeah, I'm missing some clothes and I'm missing some food in the fridge that I know I bought, that I know I seen yesterday. Oh yeah, I'm searching that. I'm not gonna lie, I gotta search it. I'm searching my whole house. It's because there's no way he's just this dense. It's like he's putting that at the absolute worst possibility. Oh yeah, best possibility is an animal eating my stuff. Worst possible, absolute worst possibility is someone in my walls. That's at his worst possibility that he don't even want to think about. But hey, we in this, man.
I woke up in the middle of that night to the sound of breathing. Not my breathing. It sounded just like the breathing of a person.
Would have
I flipped the
killed
lamp on and it
me.
stopped.
Would have killed
I chalked
me.
it up as my mind playing tricks on me after waking up.
Imagine I'm in here and I just wake up
The next day
randomly
was really
and
hot,
I'm
so
here
I turned on the AC
breathing.
for the first time.
No, bro.
I checked every single vent, and some of them weren't blowing any air. One of them being the vent right next to my bed. I peered through the vent with a flashlight. There wasn't even a duct behind the vent. It was just the inside of the wall. It seemed that whatever air duct was in there had been removed. Unfortunately, I didn't look into the air conditioning system while buying the house, so I didn't know about this.
And that was one of the first things you supposed to do? Actually, isn't that one of the first things they show you? Not even that they show you. That's one of the things I know they show you. They do not just be like, oh yeah, we're going to show you the house, inside the house, and the rooms. We're not going to talk about the cooling system, the ACs. We're not going to talk about none of that. They're going to talk about that because they're going to tell you if you need replacements or not. That's some bull. Talking about you ain't look into it, boy. One of the first things, boy, I don't understand
That
if my
night I
room
had to
is getting
sleep in the
hot.
heat
Yeah.
with no AC.
Boy,
So I was up pretty
my room
late,
be like
constantly
a
rolling
Arctic.
around and flipping the
Literally
pillow over.
Arctic.
Then I eventually started to hear the breathing again, but this time I was fully awake. I knew it was real this time. It was coming to my left. I looked to my left at the air vents. The sound was surely coming from in there. I grabbed the flashlight again and shined it in through the vent. I dropped it and screamed. There was someone's face peering through the cracks of the vents. The first thing I saw were their eyes, open wide and glowing. I screamed all the way down and out the house. I soon found out there was a crazy, dangerous homeless man living in my walls, and he had been eating my food ever since I moved in.
Ever since you moved in. So you just mean to tell me you're the densest human alive, basically. You don't notice so there's another person, getting free rent, living, bro. Crazy thing is, why is he? What is you doing? I'm over here asleep, and you're watching me through the vent. Like, if you don't go downstairs and fix yourself a bowl of cereal or something and get out of my house, like, bro, you over here watching me through the vent. Oh no, boy, that will kill me knowing that I'm sleeping. Someone just in my house. crazy. That would kill me, bro. True hunting stories. Come on.
I was doing some night hog hunting in the woods near my backyard. I was hiding in the tower I had built about a decade ago. In case anyone's wondering, I of course had a night vision scope attachment. I guess I'm what you would consider a hardcore hunter. I don't want to bore you with the unnecessary story prolonging details, so I'll make this short. And I want everyone to know that though I agree this story sounds far-fetched and crazy, it is nothing but the truth. And I in a way actually consider myself lucky that I'll always have such a horrifying story to share. So, while I was sitting in the tower waiting for movement, it finally came. I took aim and found the source. But it wasn't at all a hog, or any kind of animal I was expecting. It was a person, a man wearing all black. Black sweatpants, black shoes, and a black hoodie with the hood over his head. But that wasn't the freakiest part. He was dragging a sack behind him. My heart started racing. I was pretty sure I was witnessing this guy trying to bury a body.
And
I continued to watch him, but then he slowed down, and I swear to God, it looked as if he turned his head up to me.
Yeah, that just ran a chill down my spine, but... So you mean to tell... I mean, this reminds me of that game where you're in like a big watchtower and you're in the woods and you take a little quick flick of the Colt and then you have to hide before the cult leader finds you or something. Pretty sure y'all know what I'm talking about. It's a popular game. All the good YouTubers. I'm talking about good YouTubers. All the YouTubers be making videos on it. But yeah, this reminds me of that. But like I said, quick scope. Dude would have got scoped right there. I'm not lying. He would have got sniped right there. I'm not lying. Boy, I have night vision. Bro, I have a night vision scope. You're getting 360. I am tired. You're getting 360 no scope. I'm not about to get to you.
I ducked down under the wooden walls of the tower, shaking in my boots.
I would not.
Yes, I had a gun.
Yes.
But just the idea of using it against a person is horrifying.
Ooh, I'm not lying. That's
I lay low, praying to God that he hadn't seen me.
Scope on that.
It wouldn't make sense if he could, though. It's practically pitch black out here. Or at least, that was my logic. Seconds felt like an eternity as I waited for the footsteps in the leaves to move elsewhere, but I didn't hear any footsteps. All I heard was the sound of a foot hitting one of the wooden planks on the ladder of the tower.
Oh no.
I felt the entire tower vibrate and shake as there were 2 more steps moving up the ladder.
Ooh.
At this point, I was asking myself deep down, am I going to be able to shoot someone?
Ooh, he would have peeked
But
up and
for
got
some reason,
sniped.
whoever was down there...
I would have peeked over and sniped. There's no way. Okay, I see someone in the forest dragging a bag. They look towards me and they think it's the right idea to go to me. Like, oh no, you about to get shot. You're about to get shot multiple times just for that. I'm not lying. You're gonna be in that bag too. Stuff.
Decided not to climb all the way
out
up,
here hunting.
as I heard them jump back down to the forest ground and began dragging the sack away. I think I stayed frozen like a statue for at least 10 minutes before even peeking over the ledge again. The coast seemed clear. I had to get home and warn the police immediately. I hopped over the ledge and descended down the ladder. I turned on my pocket flashlight, which in hindsight was a stupid move considering the situation, and ran back in the direction of my house. I was only able to run for about 10 seconds or so when I heard the rapid, manic footsteps crunching the leaves from behind me.
No.
I took a look over my shoulder, and there he was, inches away from my face. I spun around and shot him in the shoulder.
Ooh, like I said, that 360 no scope. I'm not lying. We did the same thing. But way earlier, though. He over here waiting. Flashlight running. Boy, I would have already been sniped. Like, bro, there's no way I'm hearing footsteps behind me. And I'm going to shine the flashlight at you. Look at you running closer to me, bro. The minute I spot you, literally even running in my area, I'm shooting you, bro. Probably not in the head or nothing like crazy like that, but you're getting shot in like the leg or something. Professional shooter, I'm not lying.
He stopped and screamed in agony, and I took that moment to finish my dash to my house.
Ooh, I would've.
Again, in hindsight, I should have held him hostage somehow, but that doesn't even matter now. I called the police, who showed up within 15 minutes with a whole search squad, and I led them all into the woods to the exact location where I shot him.
Nah, he left some blood.
There was a
He
faint
caught.
yet noticeable blood trail spilled onto the leaves, which led past the body bag, which the cops seized, and eventually right to the maniac, who was hiding under a log next to a tree. He was arrested and tried for the murder of Jinquen Sakanaki, a Japanese corner store owner. I don't know the full story behind it, but I do know I won't forget this one for the rest of my life, and I'll also be telling it for the rest of my life.
Nah, Lon, that is crazy. And you know, stuff like this actually happens. That's the crazy thing like this too. People will actually kill some, people will actually do stuff like that, bro, and hide them in the forest, bro. If you're just in the forest, you gotta get, I'm not gonna target you too. I mean, if you're hiding evidence and you see someone that just seen you hide the evidence, you gotta take them out too. That's tough. I'm not lying. Humans are very. We are bad. I'm not gonna lie. Humans are bad. Humans are bad, bro. We are very chaotic, man. We'll be 1 sec, man. Alright, we bad. Abandoned house.
I'll never forget the time me and my brother snuck out past our bedtimes to explore an allegedly haunted house down the block.
Me and my little brother chose to sneak out to go explore an abandoned house. I mean, if you don't tell already by what type of race that will do this, I'm not even trying to be like, oh yeah, only, but yeah. This is only a certain race that will do this. I'm not lying. Going outside as kids too? First of all, sneaking out as kids is crazy. I mean, it's just traditional now. It's traditional now. Kids would just be. It's crazy. Kids are so very sneaky. That's crazy. But abandoned houses, though. You want to go to an abandoned house? Like what? Like I guess kids are not scared of shit.
Yes, I said bedtime, as I was only 10 and my brother Luke was only 12.
Crazy.
When our parents said goodnight to us,
10-year-old,
I
what
went
I
to
look like
Luke's
going
room
to a-
and we took a couple hand-powered flashlights with us and hopped outside through the window. Luckily, his room was on the first floor.
By the way they're
Those
dressed, it's and they talk about hand powered, bro. We're in the 90s in this. These are some 90 kids, so I guess it's no fun, no YouTube. So they ain't have no YouTube. They don't got no Xbox. So what's fun to them? Going to explore the haunted house down the block. I mean, hey, gotta find something. When we was kids, we had to make an adventure out of every single day. I'm not even lying. We had to do something every single day. We was outside babies, bro.
Flashlights worked by constantly pushing in a little trigger that would create light inside the lens.
Don't gotta do none
They
of
were
that
noisy
now.
as hell, but they were convenient. Once we were outside, we just walked down the block, and in 2 minutes we were there. It was rumored by all the neighborhood kids and teens that the place was haunted. Everything about it was creepy. The older, more antique design of the house, the isolation from the rest of the houses, and the broken windows and rotting wood. It seemed perfect for a horror movie.
Why would you, bro? Kids get scared of anything. Like, bro, even though they're brave about a lot of stuff, trust. 10-year-olds, 11-year-olds, they get scared by anything. So I don't know how they did not see this scene in a scary movie and said, "Oh yeah, if we go in here, we might die." Literally, kids be knowing. Kids be over here watching scary movies too. They don't be understanding the plot, but when there's a jump scare, they know. Oh yeah, don't go in buildings that look like this.
We went around to the backyard. This was all my curious and confident brother's idea. I was scared shitless. The door was locked, as expected. I felt a bit of relief, thinking we might just go home, but my brother made a shocking move next. He grabbed a plank of wood laying in the grass and began smashing the already chipped window. Eventually there was enough of an opening to unlock it and slide it up completely.
Like, it's crazy.
We hopped inside and began cranking those noisy-ass flashlights.
But if they was to die here,
after entering the house, we both picked up on the fact that it was like 90 degrees in there, which was odd as it was a September night in the mid-70s.
Hey, we in September right now.
There was no graffiti or anything anywhere. In fact, it was relatively empty besides a few pieces of furniture that were clearly not worth taking along. It seemed we were the first to enter the house, shockingly, or at least from the back. We went upstairs to the main floor from the little den area and continued cranking the flashlights. That's when we heard the slightest crack in the floorboards from right above us. We both jumped. I tugged for Luke to leave, but he told me the place is old as hell. It's just house noises.
Ooh, okay.
I stopped cranking the flashlight at this point, and I urged Luke to do the same, but he only called me stupid for suggesting something so ridiculous.
Oh, okay.
Then there was another crack in the floorboards from above us. He began walking upstairs.
Oh, he brave.
I didn't want to go up there, but I was not about to stay down there alone.
Ooh, I would've went home.
Followed behind him to the upstairs. There was a door that led to a room right above where we were standing. I begged him not to open it, but he must have just wanted to be the big, tough older brother.
He's determined
to get
us
He began to reach
killed.
for the doorknob while still cranking the noisy flashlight, but then he stopped. I was confused. I could see in the dark he was moving his ear up against the door, listening for something. Silence. Then, the most deafening, nightmare-inducing moment of my life. A single bang on the door from the other side sent my brother staggering into the wall in pain, covering his ear. We dropped the flashlights and ran straight out the back door and back home.
Oh no.
We were so loud when we got back that our parents found us out. We told them what happened, but they naturally didn't care and grounded us both for a week.
Wow. If that don't if that don't show you what type of race this is, it's crazy. You're two adolescent, 10 and I don't know how old he is. We're just gonna say 6, 7. You literally caught them sneaking back into the house. And they just said some crazy stuff. Like they just went down the street to the abandoned house. And all type of stuff almost got killed. And what is their punishment? You're grounded for a week. Yeah, that's gonna do so much. I'm not lying. That grounded for a week. We don't even have no phones, so yeah. Yeah, that grounded for a week is really gonna change our mindset. I'm not gonna lie. Parents don't be thinking, bro.
2 nights later, I woke to the sound of something from outside my window and a glare of brightness sneaking in through my slightly opened blind. I sat up, and my heart sank when I realized it was the sound of the crank to my flashlight. I stood up and looked out the window, and that's when it stopped.
Oh no, we gotta move.
There was nothing but complete blackness out there after that. I woke the next day barely remembering what happened, and I still hope today that that part was just a dream.
I'm not even lying, bro. So far, so good. I'm not even lying. So far, so good.
This story took place a long time ago, back in 2002, when Craigslist was in its early years. Many wouldn't know.
Crazy thing is, bro, I never knew what Craigslist was until recently. I'm not lying. I mean, of course, like, I think I learned about Craigslist from this video. Yeah. Like, there's all these Facebook Marketplace and all these things. Like, I did not know those existed. Like, as a kid growing up, like 12, 13, 14, like, you do not know these things existed. Craigslist, like, and like you eBay, like, you don't know these stuff actually exists. Like, it's crazy. Like, I never knew this was a thing. I mean, and I don't really get it, to be honest with you, but I do kind of get it. I mean, hey, people needed to sell stuff back in the day. How you sell it online? Hey, meet up with them. Hey, but hey, people are very weird, so.
But back in those days, Craigslist was a lot different. It was a lot more so an online garage sale, or just a place where people would list old things that still had some value that they were willing to give away. I got a basketball hoop, a hockey net, and a spoiler for my car, all free in perfect condition in that same year. You'd be lucky if you found something like that these days.
I'm not even lying. No, you would not, bro. People will like, Let's see. It was 2000. I mean, let's just say this took place in 2016. This is 2024. A basketball goal, a hockey net, and a spoiler for his car. He said free, or I think he said for free, or all useless. I'm not even lying to you. All useless. 2024. We do not need any other. Like, bro. At this point, like, really, I mean, the only valuable thing. I mean, you just really bought it for yourself. I mean, it's the spoiler. I mean, this too. I mean, everybody need a goal. I mean, everybody need a goal to just keep outside their house. I mean, you just one day you want to go shoot around. I mean, hey, it's right there. But a hockey net, I don't. How would you even, bro? How would you even play, bro?
Anyway, me and my son were dying to buy a hockey net so we could practice in the cul-de-sac we lived in.
Was that not
For the
the
record,
hockey
this
net?
was before I got that free one I mentioned.
Oh, I was about to say, bro. Come on.
Wouldn't you know it, on Craigslist there was an ad for a slightly used regulation-size hockey goal for only $50.
Not even lying.
It came
Hockey,
with a puck and two slightly...
Not even lying. $50 is way too much for that. Hockey not even like that, to be honest with you. Hockey is not even that fun of a sport, to be honest with you. Just play soccer. Why do we need to play hockey? Just get a soccer ball. I guess
used hockey
some
sticks.
people.
I still have a picture of that ad to this day.
Should've
It
put
seemed
in
like the
video.
perfect deal, but he lived about 2 hours away.
No.
I called the number he had listed,
What?
and he sounded pretty normal on the
What?
phone. He had a
2
pretty deep,
hours
dark
away.
voice, but nothing that would be off-putting.
$50 for a hockey
I
net.
remember his voice being a bit emotionless. He agreed to meet halfway due to the distance, said he'd put the stuff in the back of his pickup truck. He said he could only come after he got off from work though, which was much later in the day, way past dark.
No.
We agreed.
Oh no. Oh no. We need to do this transaction in front of everybody. Like, this is where y'all about to meet up, in the mountains. He literally gave you a spot and you chose to come in the mountains. So it's just a random parking spot, a parking lot just in the mountains for some reason. I would have been good. I would have had the strap. I'm not lying. We would have been in the
To meet
shootout.
at some rest stop off the highway. Me and my son, who
Some
was 11 at the
restaurant.
time, took my wife's minivan. The only
Why
car
did you bring your son? Why are you bringing your son? You just said it's like a 2 hour. Why would I even want to bring my son? Like, bro, I'm about to go get, like, bro, you're about to get it when I get home. Like, you don't need to see me buy it and drive with it. Like, you're not about to play with it until like a week or two after. So, bro, you're not coming. You're staying home. Go play an Xbox or something like that.
that would be able to fit that huge thing.
That's what I'm saying. Why is
Within
he
an
here?
hour, we were at the truck stop, which was empty at this hour, but was decently lit by 3 big light posts. I parked right under one of the lights and waited.
Talking about restaurant, man. What is this? Bro, your car is bigger than this so-called restaurant, bro. You're in the middle of nowhere, bro. Look at the visual, bro. 3 just light poles, and everything else is just F it, right? Just F it. Everything gonna be pitch black, but these
A
3
pickup
light
truck
poles.
pulled in off the highway right on time. He stopped right in front of me. I went over to his window,
No,
but
I
then
could see your
noticed
car.
there was nothing in the back of his truck.
Oh no, why are you here?
You, Steve? He asked me. Yep, that's me, I said. Alright, my buddy's bringing in the stuff with his truck. The guy pulled up behind my car and put it in park.
Oh no.
I suddenly had a bad feeling.
Nigga, what,
I
get in
told
your
my
car.
son to get back in the car and lock every door
Get
except mine.
in the car.
2 more pairs of headlights came off the
in
highway into the
the
lots.
car.
Surely enough, pulling up next to me. And, not surprisingly at this point, there was no hockey equipment in either one of them.
And you're still here.
My heart was racing. I was worried. Not for me, but for my young son who I for some reason brought with me on this
Yeah.
trip.
Like, for some reason, you just brought this little, bro. Why are you still here? Bro, you clearly made an observation that none of these motherfuckers have a hockey net. They're trying to rob you. You should already have this in the back of your mind. Oh yeah, this is Craigslist. We're meeting up with random motherfuckers, bro. There's a possibility to get robbed. and possibly die. I'm not even lying. That's just a possibility. Even on Facebook Marketplace, there's a possibility that you'll meet up with some rando crazies and they will harm you. I mean, that's just the risk you're taking. Why you chose to bring your son around that risk, I don't know. But hey.
A group of large men mixed with heavy-set and muscular
So
physiques.
you just wait, boy. We would have been, but we really would have been on a joyride. This really would have been GTA. So you really mean to tell, bro, they're not blocking your car off like that. Trust. I would have hopped in my car and hit that reverse and slammed it. Would have slammed into his car. You're like, you don't have no fight or flight. You're just standing there. You clearly seen they don't have nothing, but you're gonna let them walk out the car and walk up to you, knowing they don't have nothing. But hey, let's see how
Stepped out of the two pickup trucks behind the first one. They eyed me from head to toe, giving that typical intimidation stare down. Then this bald guy wearing sunglasses said in a deep voice, "Where's the money?"
Would have got popped right
I instantly
there.
pulled out my wallet.
Yep, would have pulled out my strap. Cause you really went over there with no gun, like you really drove 2 hours away to meet a complete stranger, and you just took his word like, yes, I'm getting a hockey net for $50. Yes, like yes.
And handed it to him, begging him to just let me and my son go. He pulled out like $100 and was pissed, expecting more. He then sent 2 of his goons or whatever to get my son. At this point, I screamed and begged for him not to take him. One of the men broke the glass to the minivan back door, and I vividly remember the disturbing, heartbreaking screams of my young son.
You let this happen.
What happened next was what I can only explain to be a miracle from God answering my prayers. A car was entering the lot from off the highway.
Okay.
All the men stopped and turned to look at it. As it got closer, my heart literally dropped in excitement as I saw it was a police car. The lights suddenly began to flash as he got close enough to see what was going on.
Bro, like imagine you 12 rolling by and you just see, you see 4 cars. 3 of them look like it's blocking one of them in a large parking lot with a tiny store. Probably midnight. Why he brought his son once again, who knows? Hey, who knows?
All of the men were back in their trucks within seconds, speeding off down the highway. Well, at least 2 of them. The truck in the back was caught immediately by the police car, and backup arrived shortly. I explained everything to them, and they got the men that were caught to rat out on the others surprisingly quickly. I guess luckily the guys in the back truck weren't very loyal to whoever their leader was, if they even had any type of leader. Believe it or not, I had a police escort all the way home to make me and my son feel safer. I don't want to get into all the legal stuff, but I'll just say that all of those men except for one was caught, and I'm pretty sure that was the driver of the first pickup truck. Needless to say, my Craigslist days weren't over at that point, but I've always been much more protective of my son, and much more cautious of Craigslist meetings since then.
So he wants this to happen again. He wants his son to get taken. He wants his son to be ransomed by him, bro. A life or death situation just happened to you. And you mean to tell me, oh, I'm just going to be more cautious of my son now. I'm going to be more cautious of the meeting people. Yep. Like I said, this is a prime example of a scary movie protagonist. He wants the story to move on. He wants his son to be ransomed. For some reasons unknown. For some reason, how about you want to bet? He would have brought his son again. He would have brought his son again. Come on, next one. After this next one,
At Uplift Education, we raise expectations.
Alright, we back. Damn. this is loud in
There
my
was once
ear,
an isolated
bro.
island off the coast of Scotland where 3 lighthouse keepers lived and were responsible for keeping the building intact. One day, when their monthly supply ship dropped in, the island was silent. No response from the lighthouse keepers. Eventually, the captain and some crew members went to investigate and found a disturbingly empty lighthouse. 2 of the 3 waterproof coats were missing from their hangars, and the kitchen was left in a state as if people had left in a hurry. The lighthouse log only added more mystery to the situation. The log described how one of the keepers wouldn't talk, and the other continuously cried for hours. All this pain and fear seemed to be coming from what was referred to as a powerful storm looming in the distance. However, this begs the question, why were they so scared of a simple storm? They should have been safe in the brand new lighthouse, right? The log goes on to talk about how they all sat close together and prayed for the storm to be over. The final log states, "The storm has passed, the skies are calm, and God is over all." Their bodies were never found, and the cause of their death is still a mystery to this day. The most accepted theory is that they somehow got swept out to sea during the storm, never to be seen again. But one final detail remains, one that scared the captain and his crew to the bone. The powerful storm described in the log didn't exist. There were no storms reported in the area. In fact, the skies were calm all day.
His music selection was legendary, but that just confused the heck out of me, man. Not gonna lie, that just confused me, bro. I'm trying to really break down what he just said. My brain is empty right now. I really do not understand. But hey, I'll be right back. And in the great words of the great Gator Martin, I'll be here for popcorn. Night shift.
It was 2 years ago. I was called in to do the night shift, 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. at 7-Eleven, since somebody called out. The store was located on a busy road in a rather quiet and rural area. During the night shift, you could expect anywhere from 10 to 20 people come in to buy a beer or something else. This one particular night, there was this one guy, mid-20s, that came in. He started making weird noises, like loud yelling noises. I assumed he had some kind of mental disability.
Crazy.
In fact, my brother has a mental disability, so I immediately felt sympathy for the guy. He walked up to the counter without any items, with his head facing me, but his eyes were looking up at the ceiling. I felt uncomfortable. I honestly didn't know how to deal with it. I tried speaking with him, but he only responded in loud noises. I kept checking if he was with someone outside, but he was alone. There weren't any cars in the...
We're gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. He probably have disabilities. I'm not lying. I don't know how. I mean, who knows? He probably wants something to drink. Hey, we're gonna give him the benefit of the doubt.
Parking lot, so I assumed he walked. He stood there for so long, looking up at the ceiling and making noises, that I tried to get him out by handing him a bag of chips and telling him he can go. I tried finding some kind of number to call for someone to help him. Then, out of nowhere, he finally turned around and walked out of the store. I felt so horrible for the man, but at the same time, I felt a bit creeped out. About an hour later, the phone on the counter rang. I picked up to hear the familiar yelling sounds of the man from earlier.
Okay. That benefit of the doubt, that just got thrown way the fuck out. Now, I'm cussing you out because there's no way you're ill. You walk in the store, walk out. How did you even get our number, bro? How did you get our store number? Like, You can call, bro. I didn't even know you can call 7-Eleven. You can call. What would you even? Why would they even? Why do you need that? Why do they need a caller function where you can call the store? Like, there's nothing in, bro. There's nothing in there that you can pre-order and get. Oh yeah, I'm. Oh yeah, you can save that for me. I'm 30 minutes down the road. I'm coming. Yeah, they don't have nothing like that. So why would they need a customer calling phone? But like I said, boy, I don't know. He getting cussed out.
It caught me off guard. I didn't know what to think, other than this has to be some kind of prank.
Actually,
I hung up on them and was now becoming
would've did the
paranoid
same
of my
thing.
surroundings, constantly checking the outside through the windows. Come 4 o'clock, the person working after me came in, finally
I would've
allowing
ran
for me
out
to go
that
home.
store.
It wasn't my
4
problem
a.m.,
anymore.
Boy, graveyard shift.
I got
do
home and
that.
threw all my stuff on the table, ready to get to sleep. But my phone rang within a minute after entering the door. I felt a chill run down my spine.
I'm not
Why would
answering
someone be calling at 4 a.m.?
it. I'm not answering it.
I could only imagine it was bad news. I braced myself and picked up the phone to hear the man again.
How you get my
I felt sick
house
to my
number?
stomach as I listened to the loud noises he made. I struggled
What
to
did
slam
I
the
do
phone to
to
the
you?
receiver. All night I felt like I was being watched, even
Oh,
with
you
all the
is?
blinds shut. And I could swear I heard strange noises coming from all over my house. I
Where the
refused to
gun at?
get any sleep until the sun came up. Weeks passed and I had forgotten about the incident
Oh no.
until one day.
There's no way all of that can happen in the same day, and I still am living in that house. A week had passed, and I've forgotten about the incident. Boy, that will be sketched in my memory forever. Talk about, oh yeah, I forgot the incident. All right, you about to get a
When going
good
into the
memory
basement
job.
for the first time in a while, I found that papers had been scattered all over the floor. And when I went into the basement closet, I found writing on the walls. 7-Eleven had been written in Sharpie on the wall, along with the address to the 7-Eleven I worked at and my house address. The most disturbing part, I also found various kitchen knives along with a large pocket knife sitting in the closet. What started out as seemingly just an innocent person turning into something of a prank ultimately turned into something much more horrifying. He had been living down there for God knows how long, and I'm just grateful that, for whatever reason, he changed his mind and left, because I haven't seen or heard from him since. All I can say is that man is dangerously ill.
And you're dangerously stupid. I'm not lying. You are very dangerously stupid. Someone like you will get a girl, live with her. All this will go down. She begging you to move, and you just like, he already left, so we don't have to move. Boy, I would have skipped states. I would have skipped states. F that. I would have skipped continents. There's no way you have my address. I mean, you're in my house. Why are you writing the address when you already, you know what? You have my house address, the place I work at, but why are you so fixated on me? What did I do to you, bro? He probably drove past a homeless man that really needed a dollar that day, and he said he made it his life mission to, oh bro, find that man.
Aaron Rodgers, los ojos están en él.
What was that? You know what?
About 5 years ago, I lived downtown in a major city in the US. I've always been a night person,
Well,
so I would often find myself bored after my roommate, who was decidedly not a night person, went to sleep.
even though this is great, I'm not lying. Even though this is one of the best ones, I already watched it. I'm not lying. Check it out. Spooky Scary Sunday 4. One of my best ones. This was a great story.
Very scary thing to see.
Y'all already know how I feel on camping. Y'all already know how I feel about camping. Go watch
So
my
me and a
first
couple of my
Spooky
buddies
Scary
went
Sunday.
camping last summer alongside the Willamette River. We actually had a decent hike into the deep end of woods. We did some night fishing, listening to music, and basically drank to the point where everything was funny later in the night. I would guess we find
Bro, I'm just hurrying up and eating this because you already know once it get cold, it's over. Once this get cold, it's done. That's one of the most disgusting, bro. That is crazy. It got to be McDonald's fries and popcorn. Once they get cold, even when you try to reheat them, the most disgusting thing you can ever have, bro.
finally called it a night somewhere past 2 a.m.
And I have a lot.
I shared a tent with one of my buds while the other two shared another tent. We heard them laughing about something. At first we laughed at the sound of their laughing, but it soon got annoying and we yelled for them to shut up. One of them responded, "It isn't us."
Oh, we leaving.
I sat up, startled at the
Yep.
response. I came to realize that it was the sound of only one person laughing, and it didn't sound like either one of my friends.
Oh no.
Even in my
bro.
drunk state, I realized how odd it was for somebody to be out this far in the woods so late at night. The laughing gradually got closer and louder to our campout. My friend shot up and looked at me with a worried look on his face. I heard my other friends scream over to us that they were getting freaked out. As the laughing got even
It is 4 of us, bro. Mind you, I'm talking like, see, personally, I can't really say my experience because I would never go camping. Just to be honest with you, I'll never go camping. But if I was in this position, fight or flight would have hit us hard. Because at the same time, I would be thinking I'm in a big group of people. But if they not with it, I'm not about to be the one that stay behind while everybody runs. It would be charitable. Trying to make people escape. Like, no. Y'all run, I'ma run. Bro. It's crazy. People be like, oh yeah, he a little bit. I'm not lying. I am a little bit. But when you see me run, you'll be like, damn, this big dude can run, bro. You're gonna be looking like, you're gonna be running, you're gonna be looking next to you like, damn. This big dude just ran right past us all the way back to the car. I swear, trust. Bro, you're gonna see
closer.
you're gonna be
I could
seeing a
make
big
it out
dude running
very
a 4
clearly
flat.
to be the laugh of a male, probably in his 30s or 40s. He sounded like he was as drunk as us, messing around with friends.
No, that
But
don't
we only
sound
heard
drunk.
his
That
laugh,
sounds
nobody else.
insane.
There was something indescribably creepy about his laugh, too, as if it was missing something to it. You had to be there to understand what I mean. The laughing was now just at the edge of our campsite.
Okay, this is right in my ear, bro. This man is laughing right in my ear, bro.
But we couldn't hear any footsteps at all. Now that may not seem like a big deal. It was impossible to move through that without making noise. And finally, all of a sudden, the laughing stopped completely. We had no idea where whoever that was standing, as he hadn't made a single stepping sound. We sat there in silence looking at each other. My friend was clearly freaking out, but he was keeping it together the best he could. Finally, something broke the silence. The sound of something rubbing against the cottony fabric of the tent. We saw the outline of a hand through the moonlight, pressing on the tent. We both screamed at the top of our...
They had to look back at each other like, bro, you see this shit, bro? Yeah, we would have seen that. Hey, we would have been already back to our car. Strange thing is, like I said, we're gonna go watch the first Spooky Scary Sunday. Why do y'all not bring guns? Like, bro, is this so hard to get, bro? It's not hard to get a gun, bro. And I'm speaking like I ever owned one, but to be honest, if you want a gun, you can get a gun. Especially when you doing stuff like this. But you already know it be animals in there, so why would you not even want to be prepared for that? So y'all just think y'all He-Man. So if a bear was to just come up and wants to eat one of y'all friends, y'all just fighting that. Oh, fisticuffs, something else, yeah.
our lungs before getting out of the tent. We ran as fast as we could through the woods, our other friends following us. After about 5 minutes of our other friends following
It would
us.
have been like that, I'm telling you.
After about 5 minutes of running, we somehow found our car. I actually puked from running so much before taking the wheel. I don't condone drinking and driving, but I still believe we were just in this situation. By far the most horrific experience of my life.
Damn.
No idea who or what the hell that was, or what they wanted.
The crazy thing is, it don't even matter of what they wanted. You're in the middle of the forest. If you see anyone out there just roaming the forest, no backpack, no light, no nothing, you're gonna think that person is sus as hell. Well, because it's like, bro, why are you out here? Yeah.
Have you ever dreamt of a better version of yourself?
Bro, these ads are getting dumb, bro. It's like they giving everybody an ad, bro. Like, damn.
I was having a horrifying dream, possibly the most disturbing nightmare of my life. I was in my house, or the closest thing to my house that my dream could produce. Ironically enough, I was in bed in this dream, or at least I can only start remembering past the point of my lying in bed, and all of a sudden, the sound came from downstairs. I walked downstairs in the dark, not turning on any lights, to where I thought the sound was coming from. I was on my middle floor now. The dream was telling me to go downstairs to my laundry room, and so I did. But as I got there, expecting the noise to be louder and closer, it sounded like it was just as far as before. Now I was going upstairs to the kitchen, and it's strange, outside of every window was complete blackness, not general nighttime darkness. There was nothingness. I think all that existed in this dream was my house. Now my dream started to suggest that the banging sounds were coming from upstairs, so I went back upstairs, and was eventually led to the attic door. It was surely beyond that door. I opened it. There was an old woman standing by a bunch of boxes. She was slowly but loudly slamming her hand on one of the boxes, producing an unnatural sound. I tried to quietly step back away from the attic, but the old woman turned around, opened her mouth twice as wide as anyone humanly could, reached out her arms, began to scream, and leaped toward me. That's when I woke up. I thought it was just a horrific dream, but when I heard a bang coming from downstairs, a bang similar to what I heard.
Crazy thing is, that did just get me. I'm not lying. That's crazy. But say, I don't know. I feel like I heard stories of people that, not in this exact situation, but they'll, like, if something is happening near them, they'll pick it up in their dream. Like, it's crazy. It's like your dream is trying to warn you to wake up, basically. Like, if someone is in your house, you're going to have a dream of someone, something of that sort, and you're just going to jolt awake, and you're like, oh, like, where am I? Like, not where am I, but like, I don't know, I don't get it like that, but like, it's like, it be like that though. Like, sometimes you'll wake up and you'll be like, you'll really be like, what's going on? Like, something is going on out in the real world that I have to attend to.
Heard in my dream, I felt my heart completely drop.
I am parched.
On my way downstairs, there was another bang. It was the front door. I got the butcher knife from my knife holder in the kitchen and crouched behind the door. I was waiting for the next time he would pound on the door and I would warn him to go away. I waited for a good minute in silence, and finally decided to take a quick look through the window. There was somebody standing in my driveway. I couldn't tell if he was facing me or looking at me or not, but he was surely the one who was pounding on my door at 4 in the morning. He walked away down the sidewalk moments after he must have noticed me. The pounding on my door was the kind of pounding you would expect from someone trying to break in a door, not to get a house owner's attention. I thought it was just crazy and horrifying that the pounding and banging from this potential robber or killer didn't wake me up, rather became the key point to a horrifying dream.
The motel, somewhere I will never ever actually want to go. I've been, but I never stayed in
I was 19 years old at the time, working at a sketchy motel.
Hey, birthday next month, turning 19. Big 19, y'all
The
come on.
motel was pretty run down, and the majority of people who stayed there were locals that were just doing things they weren't supposed to be doing. Let's just say the cops came by multiple times a week.
Damn.
I worked as both a front desk person, checking in these creeps all hours of the night, and as a housekeeper who got to clean up their nasty, vomit-smelling rooms afterwards. One afternoon, I was working as a housekeeper in the...
Oh. Not to be sexist. You would not want to. You just said to yourself, a lot of illegal things happen there. I would not advise a woman to work in a motel. Not about lie. I mean, if you're a man too, stuff will still go down. But hey, if you're a woman, I would not advise that. I would not advise that. Let's see. They'll be like, oh, people be like, oh yeah, why? Let's show you.
second
why.
building of the
Come on.
motel on the backside furthest from the office. I hated working over there because it not only had the most worn down rooms, but it was always pretty vacant over there and way too quiet for comfort.
This popcorn got my throat.
I began
dry.
cleaning one of my last rooms and wanted to get done in a hurry because it was getting late. I was washing the mirror in the room that I was cleaning when all of a sudden I saw a man in the reflection staring at me. He was mid-50s, dirty, with
Like I
long,
said.
greasy hair.
Like I said.
Startled, I screamed, "Oh my god." I told him he scared me. The room I was currently cleaning was vacant, so there was no reason why this man should have been in there watching me clean. However, we just had a meeting on customer satisfaction, and my boss was really...
I had a meeting at a motel. I'm not lying, motels don't even be like that, so y'all having a whole executive meeting for a motel 6.
pressuring us to be more polite and help the guests any way we could.
Who?
Sir? I asked him cautiously. Can I get you anything? Towels? The man just stared back at me
He
with a
looking
crooked
at his
grin and
next
held out his hands to
victim.
me. I thought maybe he was handing me a tip for cleaning his room earlier, but when I looked down, I saw he was holding a $100 bill. Alarms started going off in my head. No one tips $100 on a $40 a night room. The man just smiled and said his name was Terry. He said he was staying in the room next door with his wife Sherry and sort of joked about their names rhyming. He smelled like car oil and alcohol. When I asked him why he was trying to hand me $100, he laughed deep in his throat and said, "Me and my wife were watching you, and we just wanted to have fun with you."
Oh no. Like I said.
I felt like my heart jumped into...
So picture this scenario. You're a woman. In this exact scenario, you're just cleaning a motel. You're in the very, very back, no cameras. A dude just come, big dude. You know you can't take him in a fight. What would you do? Because technically, he just said they want to have fun with you. If he was to lunge at you right now to take you, what could you do? I mean, you have some spray right there. I mean, I don't think you have anything sharp on you. I mean, hey, like that's what I'm saying. If you're a woman, don't work at a motel. I mean, I'm not saying like other places are even more safer, but this world, like I said, humans in general are crazy, bro. This world is dangerous. Living in this world is dangerous. You can get, as a woman, even as a man, you can get kidnapped. Like, let's be walking down the street. If someone wants to take you, and they actually put the effort in, you're gone, bro. Without a trace. No
to my
one gonna
throat.
find you.
No, I can't do that, sir. I'm sorry. I wanted to run out of the room screaming, but he was
Pepper
blocking the
spray.
door, my only exit.
Where's the pepper
The
spray?
man smiled again, taking on a softer
no.
tone of voice, and invited me to come into his room to meet his wife, just to talk as friends.
Oh no.
I nervously told him no again, and that I had a lot of work to do for the day. I prayed to God he would just go away, and eventually he did. He grunted and walked off in what I assumed to be the direction of his room. My mind began racing. There is no wife, I thought. This man could try and
There's no
kidnap
wife.
me.
That's
I was
exactly what he's trying to
110
do.
pounds at the time and not very strong. He could easily overpower me.
That's what I'm saying.
I locked the room from the inside and went
Oh.
directly to the phone to call my manager at the front desk, but the phone wasn't working. Adrenaline began pumping through my veins, and despite what I was always told not to do, I was panicking. Did he cut the line? No, I thought. This is a crappy motel. It happens all the time. But I just have to get out. I remembered that I had my cell phone out on my housekeeping card, but that was outside the locked door. I'd have to open the door to get it. I cautiously opened the door to the room that I was
Just
cleaning
make
and
a
peered out.
run for it.
I didn't see anyone, so I frantically began searching my cart for my cell phone. I was wasting too much time looking for it, so I just decided to run as fast as I could and make a break for the front desk in the office.
Literally.
Then from behind me, I heard the man again, but this time he was screaming to someone else, "She's running, she's getting away." I could hear his shoes slamming against the pavement after me.
No.
I quickly turned the corner, grabbed my keycard, and let myself into a stockroom and locked the door. Within moments, I heard the sound of the dirty guy and someone else running outside, searching for me. I stayed in that stockroom for 30 minutes shaking until I could no longer hear him searching for me. I finally got the courage to run the rest of the way to the front desk. When I made it there, I collapsed into my boss's arms and he called the police. The man and whoever else was in the room with him peeled out before the cops could arrive, and I was beyond shaken up. According to the police who ran a search, this wasn't the first time he had done something like this, and he was actually wanted for sexual assault, gross sexual imposition, and in the past was once charged with...
I'm pretty sure. Am I tripping? Or motels can see, or even hotels can see all of this. Just saying. I'm pretty sure. I must be tripping, but I'm pretty sure hotels can see who's a sexual predator and who's a murderer. Like, I'm pretty sure they have that type of technology. See, oh yeah, who to let in and who not to. Actually, the motels, they probably,
with rape.
motels just be letting anybody in.
A few weeks later, on what happened to be my birthday, this guy was caught. A few weeks after that, I quit.
A few weeks later. See, people like this don't learn. You literally almost made it on the news. But now just looking at it, you literally almost was made a victim. Literally close. If he just wanted to him and the dude was to come in the room and take you just like that, you would have been a victim. So why would you want to even go back near that place, bro? That place got no cameras. Man, no cameras, no nothing.
I will never again work at another motel.
I mean, that's good, but it's like, you waited a few weeks. You and the boss had to be doing something. There's no way. And I'm not even lying. These popcorn got cold. I'm not even lying. I do not want it no more. Alright. This is something I will never ever try to, a Ouija board.
Ever since I can remember, we've always had one of those old vintage Parker Brother Ouija boards sitting in our closet collecting dust. When I was a kid, I always wondered what it was. From the box, it seemed like a horrible board game, until one day I found out what a Ouija board really is, and immediately dug it out of the closet.
You immediately, you know what it was. You know it summons ghosts. And you immediately dug it out the closet. Whatever about to take place, God is looking like, we gotta make an example out of him.
I insisted on my brother trying it out with me, and eventually got him to play along.
Oh yeah, your brother dumb too.
We put our hands on the planchette, and I began asking the typical cliche questions like, "Is there anybody there?" and "Can you answer me?" Other than my brother jokingly moving the planchette around to imitate an answer from some kind of entity, there was no real response. After getting bored, we put the game back in the box. I did a little research that night to find out how to make Ouija boards work. Many people said online that the most ideal environment when using a Ouija board is in a dark room only lit by candles. So when my parents weren't home, I managed to gather like 6 or 7 candles and convinced my brother to try it one more time.
I'm not lying. If I found out my kid did this, I'm... Whew. Boy, you're getting beat. I'm not lying. Some people might be like, damn, that's rough. But hey, it just gotta be like that, bro. Even sneaking out. Imagine getting caught. Imagine, bro. Just imagine that, bro. These kids nowadays be sneaky. Imagine catching your 10-year-old sneaking out of the window at like 1 or 2 in the morning. Will kill me, bro. Like, wow. And imagine you just think you the best parent ever. You know, you just give them everything. Not everything, but like, you give them... Bro, I'm tired, bro. Let's continue, man.
I lit the candles and set them around the table in the dining room with all the lights out.
Let's finish this video.
We tried one more time. I asked again if there was anybody there. The planchette began to move. I told my brother to stop moving it, but he swore he wasn't. I told him to move his hand away, and he did. It kept moving. My brother thought I was messing with him, but I didn't pay attention. The planchette landed on the word yes. I was only 9, so I was legitimately shitting myself. My older brother had to take over. He asked the question, "Are you a good spirit?" There was a 5-second pause before my brother's hand moved along with the planchette to the word no. We both looked at each other, and at this point I ran to my room and shut the door behind me, but he continued on with the so-called game. I heard his muffled voice come from down in the dining room, when all of a sudden I heard him screaming at the top of his lungs. I ran back downstairs to see what was wrong. He was holding up his shirt, revealing a small open wound that almost looked like a claw mark. He told me to set the fireplace immediately, and I obeyed. He threw the thing in the fireplace and told me to never speak of what happened to anybody. We have never used a Ouija board since.
Why did you even use the Ouija board to begin with? Like, so what was y'all actually looking for? Y'all wanted that to happen. Like I keep saying, like, bro, y'all want this to happen, bro. Y'all want this to happen, bro. Y'all want a reaction, bro. Y'all want a reaction. The person who fetched the Ouija board immediately after knowing what it do got scared. The first answer. Oh man, no, bro. You already summoned me, bro. I gotta kill y'all now. Like, come on now. Hide and seek. Wait, is this the last one or is it more? Nah, it's 2 more. Alright, y'all, come on.
When I was a kid, my parents would sometimes bring me down to my aunt and uncle's place to stay for the weekend. Mainly, I'd spend time playing with my 2 cousins who were around the same age as me. They lived on a small farm with plenty of open space, and we could run around doing pretty much whatever we wanted. If we thought we could get away with it, the 3 of us would sometimes cross over to the neighboring farm about half a mile away.
Like I said,
it had been abandoned for decades, with a scattering of derelict buildings and other structures still standing on the property, just begging to be explored. This was of course a gold mine for 3 adventurous young boys such as ourselves.
Like I said, man, every day was an adventure when we was kids. I'm not lying. Me and my brother had to make every single day at least somewhat exciting. Not lying. We had to do something every single day. I'm not lying. We had to do something.
Especially after my cousins told me stories about the deaths that took place in the house.
Cubo.
It was pretty classic fare. Man goes crazy, axe murders his entire family, hangs himself, returns every night as an angry spirit looking for new victims. Good, grisly stuff. Even at that age, I knew they were probably making it up, or at least embellishing old rumors. But seeing as how the setting lent itself so well to such tales, I allowed myself to buy into it. One afternoon, we decided to play hide and seek. When it was my turn to hide, I ran off for a flimsy brown barn that had living quarters on top and climbed the stairs looking for a good spot. There was still furniture inside,
What
and
type of
personal
barn is this?
belongings
This
lay
have a whole
scattered
house
across
in
the
it.
floor. I maneuvered over broken dishes, tattered clothes, and crumbling books, eventually coming to a small room with a closet. Jackpot. There were even long black dresses still hanging on the rod that I could hide behind. I stepped inside and managed
See,
to force...
you doing way too much, bro. I'm not lying, bro. We kids and all, bro. Who told you to go in the whole house and all top, bro? Who told you to do all of that, bro? No one told you, bro. We even said we planned that far. Why would you, bro? See, when we playing hide and seek, bro, the goal is to, bro, your goal, yes, you don't want to get caught first. That's really the whole goal. You don't want to get caught first. You still about to get caught because you want to play again. It's rounds. It's not, oh yeah, we just play one round and that's the whole game. It's rounds. You want to get caught. Why would you go inside an abandoned barn through rooms and stuff and through closets like we about to go follow you in there and look for you? Like, bro, no, you about to stay in there.
shut the folding door.
Like, come on now, like we were just supposed to.
My only illumination was a slit of sunlight that shone through the crack in the door from a nearby window. I crouched down with knees tucked into chest and waited. Some time passed and there was still no sign of my seekers. I waited some more, debating if and when I should give myself up. After nearly an hour, this was starting to get boring.
An hour and you're still hiding. I'm not even lying. Hold it, bro. Just go home. Go home. Who's telling you to continue? Your siblings probably not even playing. I'm not lying. It gets to a point where you just can't find someone and you just give up and you be like, oh yeah, we starting all over. Not lying.
My head drooped.
And now you fell asleep. Like,
I woke with a jerk. It was pitch black.
oh no.
Drowsy and confused, I forgot for a minute where I was or what I had been doing. As it came back to me, the realization that it was now nighttime and that I had been abandoned here filled me with sinking dread in the pit of my stomach.
No. I'm sorry for pausing, but no. No, little boy. You didn't get abandoned here. You chose to come here. We just chose not to go in there. You feel me? You feel me? Yeah. Stuff like that.
I tried to get up, but a sudden cramp in my calf kept me grounded. I squirmed about, waiting for it to pass, when I heard a door slamming shut downstairs, and instantly froze. One of my cousins?
No.
There was a brief period of silence, then footsteps at the bottom of the stairs. But not just footsteps, a thud too. After every other step. These weren't the footfalls of a child. They were slow, heavy, deliberate. I held my breath, praying they would go away. They did not. The noises continued to ascend. After another moment of silence, the walking resumed, this time along with a steady scraping sound, like something heavy being dragged across the floorboards. The footsteps made their way through the debris and wandered aimlessly through the various rooms. I thought I could smell something faintly putrid. The constant scrape sent cold shivers coursing down my arms and back. My worst fears were realized when the steps reached the bedroom doorway. They got closer and closer and finally stopped directly in front of the closet door. I couldn't see a thing. After an agonizing pause, they continued on over to the other side of the room and out the doorway again. They faded away down the hallway.
They're probably like, bro, who closed this closet? Bro, they probably like, bro, who closed this closet? Bro, this closet was wide open when I left. Who closed this closet? That's what he's standing in front of there looking like, thinking like, bro, like, who closed this up?
I waited for what seemed like an eternity. There were no more sounds now, and I was trying to build up enough courage to open the door and flee.
Ooh, I'm jumping out the
Three
window.
things happened simultaneously just then. I was bombarded with a smell I can only describe as fresh roadkill. I heard raspy breathing behind me in the dark closet, and I felt hot breath against the nape of my neck. That was enough for me to hurtle myself out from the confines of that nightmare space, relying on memory and scant moonlight to navigate through the darkened house. All the while, I heard footsteps chasing behind me, closing in with terrifying speed.
Oh no.
It was a clumsy, torturous escape.
you getting chased by Usain Bolt? Bro, do you hear these footsteps, bro?
To navigate through the darkened house. All the while, I heard footsteps
Listen,
chasing behind
bro.
me, closing in with terrifying speed. It was a
Like,
clumsy,
damn.
torturous escape full of
Dude
trips
getting
and bumps and
hawked.
blind stumbling. I never looked back, at least not until I had burst out the front door and into the country night. And when I did turn around, I saw absolutely nothing. There were no more footsteps and nobody was chasing me. That didn't stop me from running,
Yep,
though,
like,
all
come
the
on
way
now.
back to my aunt and uncle's
Like,
house.
am I just supposed to stop running after
There
that?
was a police car in the driveway when I got back. My parents were there too, worried sick. Everybody demanded to know where I had been. Apparently, when my cousins still hadn't found me by evening, they'd returned home to tell their parents. Eventually, the police were called in and informed me that they had already scoured every building on the farm. The insinuation that I was lying about my whereabouts didn't go unnoticed. None of it made any sense. It wasn't until years later that one of my cousins filled in a final piece of the story. He and his brothers had spent hours.
You see, bro, okay, but I just heard some bull. I'm not lying. I just heard some bullshit. It wasn't until years later I would have socked you dead in your jaw. I'm not lying. Imagine waiting years later to tell me something that pertains to me, that affected me, that I got probably whooped for and all type of stuff. Like,
One of my cousins filled in a final piece of the story. He and his brothers had spent hours searching for me like they said, but the part they didn't tell anyone was that they thought they spotted me in the window of the bedroom I was hiding in. And when they got closer, they saw that it wasn't me. A young boy neither of them recognized was smiling and waving down at them and gesturing for them to come upstairs. That's when they ran back home. All of this while I slept in the closet.
I'm not even lying. That will traumatize me. That will literally traumatize me. I will never go to the country ever again. Like, literally, every single country. I'm in the main city now. One more story, bro. We almost done. Ooh, we almost done. And this been my longest video yet.
This story took place about 5 years ago on Christmas Eve night. It was around 1 in the morning, and I had just finished placing presents under the tree. I went upstairs to brush up and everything, then came back downstairs to the kitchen to get a glass of water before bed. My son Jake, who was 4 at the time, was standing by the stairs leading to the basement. I asked him what he was doing up so late. He pointed down the stairs and said, "Santa." I picked him up and carried him back to his room.
And you didn't
I took a
look
glass of water
downstairs?
and went to bed. I woke up around an hour later to my son running down the hall outside my room. I
your door
sighed
just
and
wide
got out of
open?
bed. As I was going down the stairs, I saw Jake by the tree looking at
She a
presents.
single mom?
Then
I
he ran
guess.
past me into the basement stairs again. He pointed down the stairs again. This time I looked down the stairwell, and my heart dropped as I saw a black figure sitting on the bottom step. I almost screamed,
no.
but I somehow held it in. I pulled my
So the figure is not hearing a kid on the top step talking about, "Oh, hey mommy, it's Santa." Boy,
son quietly away from the basement door and closer to the front door of the
W
house.
mom, W mom.
I moved my hand away from my son's mouth to reach for the lock in the doorknob. I tried to pull the door open as quietly as possible, but it was pointless. The squeaky hinges let out the usual ear-piercing screeches, and I cringed in my mouth and eyes as I did. Suddenly, there were heavy stomps coming from up the basement stairs. I screamed and pushed open the storm door and practically threw Jake outside. I shut both doors behind us and we ran to the neighbor's house.
W mom.
I rang the doorbell as fast as possible, probably 30 times before they answered.
The neighbor's
After that, we
house?
went inside and
No,
stayed
we
there and
running
waited
down
for the police.
block.
Whoever that person was gone though, as determined after the police conducted a thorough investigation of the house. I ended up lying to Jake, telling him that actually was Santa Claus, but a few years later, he remembered the incident and became a little more wise to what actually happened.
Like, just imagine having a childhood story like this, bro. That would just, boy, that would mess me up. We made it to the end, bro. We made it to the end. That was a journey, man. Through these videos, bro, it'd be journeys, bro. It literally be journeys. But if y'all made it all the way to the end, man, I think, bro, thank y'all, man. Y'all watched it with me, man. Y'all made it to the end, man. Thank y'all, bro. Thank y'all, man. Hey, I'm at the 30 video count. I'm not gonna lie, I'm chilling. I'm about to edit these videos, post it, and I'm gonna be good. But hey, man, without further ado, man, peace.
Bye. Have a beautiful time.